firm believer that you should either go for a Reyna or you should just be opting for that Jet in a lot of those situations because Raze is one of those must picks. If you don't pick Raze on Bind, you're automatically making your attacking and defensive map extremely difficult because of the Raze being present has the grenades, has the satchels, has the boom bot to execute down onto a side, clear out a lot of the sidelines on her own with using her utility. And the fact that we are seeing the Raze actually come out from the side of Paratroops, but on the same time, it is a Phoenix. So the Raze is going to be the solo entry in a lot of those situations where if you had Raze and Jet, they can dash in together. It is a two-man advantage when they're rushing down into a site. Even if one of the duelists die, the other one can go in for immediate refrag as the other team members are funneling in, let's say from the side of Hoka, from the side of Shower, from the side of Short. This is going to be an extremely difficult matchup for the side of Paratroop size. I would say if the utility usage is not on point coming out from them, they're gonna have a pretty rough time on this map.
Yeah, absolutely, right? I think for me, the Reyna definitely preferred over the Phoenix because of the fact that there's so many nice dismiss spots. But at the same time, I understand the idea of the Phoenix Paratroops. They've always been comfortable on attack. So if they need that extra utility on defense to really push them a step further, help them establish their dominance, then I get the idea of that Phoenix being picked, combined with the fact that the running back can be really strong. But for now, it's going to be Paratroops on the attack, XTZ on the defense. See, Paratroops, they're already pushing in. They've left Xhade on the lurk, though. And Xhade having not got much information, with the TP coming through from his teammates, they're all going onto this B side. It's just Binks left on A, and Binks might just pick up a kill here. Binks versus Sai on the duel. Both of them tagged a decent bit. Sai knows that they're all here, but Sai, lone man standing as the rest of Paratroops. They've done a bamboozle. They made their way onto A. Sai spots everyone, goes for the call, gets them to come here, and Sai holding it down from the Radiant. He's able to pick up one, drop the spike carrier. He bought so much time for his team, and now with all of XC's here, they're gonna push through for the retake just as spike gets planted.
Zane's turret though, what is the turret up to with Big from the side that's getting a headshot out on the herd? The bodies are gonna be dropping on down, but Sai, he has his own vengeance. He's even in the play field as much as he can, but Zane, ever so consistent. He's gonna be able to take a Rexy, but Sai gets his third kill, but Zane gets his third kill, Zane gets his fourth! Zane is an absolute madman when it comes to his killjoy. He's gonna be able to destroy everyone from the side of XCZ and take round number one for the favorite their side.
Or what? I mean, one of the main reasons I personally prefer to play the Killjoy over the Cypher is the raw power it brings, right? Especially in pistol rounds, that turret's HP, it gets so difficult to take down with just pistols. If you're able to put it at a decent range, the way Xhade is able to put it now at a vertical angle where it's able to cover a multitude of sightlines, it does so much damage. Gets one kill here, but the most important display it shows is towards the end of the round where he's in that 1v2 where he's fighting for the round, the turret causing so much damage and giving him so much information, allowing him to get his crosshair on point, pick up that 4k, secure that first round for Paratroops. I'm seeing a small disconnection, but I think for me, aggressive, instantly we have talking points about how these compositions differ. Is that Phoenix versus the Jet, which we already touched upon. Like the Jet bringing the aggressive, fast gameplay as compared to the Phoenix who brings the extra utility. You mentioned you want to see proper usage of that utility. But going to that Killjoy versus Cypher debate, I think on Bind especially, one of the key maps where both of them have very strong factors in their favor and really does come down to your team's execution as well as your personal preference. I can see that Xhade, he 100% prefers the Killjoy, and it's because Paratroops, they like to play very aggressively on the attack and play very defensively on the defense. And Killjoy, she offers you a little bit more flexibility.
I completely agree with you on that. And you can see from the lineups coming out from both squads, one is very execution heavy, using all of the utility being the side of Paratroops, while the other coming out from the side of XTZ is much more gunfight focused. You can see from XTZ that all of their agents allow for a lot of gunfights to be had, while in comparison for the side of Paratroops, they want to use their utility to flush out as much utility coming out from the enemies while they take the gunfight secondary and making their utility use is the primary aspect of their gameplay. And you can really see that in a lot of these cases, Xhade using the third so well in that round, as he stated before. The Killjoy allows you to take advantageous gunfights instead of relying on your raw aim. You are making sure that you have all the potential to win out in a lot of these fights.
Yeah, now for Paratroops, the buy coming through is going to be Binks and Edit starting us off a kill each. And while Wimp is able to trade through, Sai, he's got his ult ready already in the second round with a lot of kills picked up in the first. Now you can see, he missed all of his shots though. So Sai not going to be able to do much. Instead, just an easy round coming through for Paratroops. That was a really quick execution, trust me.
That was a really fast execute, but of course it was an eco round coming out from the side of XTZ, so not much that they can do. And Sami, he's making a run for it. He's making a wraparound turn to see if he can get one more random kill to work with. But he needs to die real soon because to see what he can find. Opting to go in to see if he can find himself a kill or find himself a trade at the bare minimum. He's playing it smart. Sami, he could be causing them to die to the spike, but not really gonna be able to survive for that long. As Paratroops, they're gonna be able to survive with their guns in hand, taking us to round number 3.
A really nice round for Paratroops. They only drop one gun, and for them, that one gun will end up being a upgrade basically, where they will be able to get that Phantom through. For the side of XTZ though, Sai, I think he was very proactive with his all point collection in round 1 and 2, able to get that Blade Storm just in round 2. If he was able to get that one headshot over at a shot with that Blade Storm, he could have flipped the way the entire round went. But just in general, having that ultimate even, pretty good for the side of XTZ. We'll see how much more ultimate cooldown they're able to recycle because it's really important. Now, by round for XTZ, it's Paratroop pushing in aggressively. They've elected to go onto the B side. So far, they've got even trades all around, 2 for 2, and even trades are amazing for Paratroops because they only had Spectres in their hands. They're taking down the Phantoms and Vandals in return for losing the Spectres. Now able to pick up the gems for themselves. It's Paratroops taking the TP, going for the rotation onto A, but with the trap fires ready for Wimp, they're just going to walk into XTZ's hands. Paratroops, they're going to pick up that ult point, lockdown ready for Xhade, and this is a really interesting push. They have over 50 seconds left, so they could easily use that lockdown to bait and switch, or take down the trap fires and force an A site entirely. All the options in Paratroops' hands. The only thing going against them are the health bars.
Now, moving down from the side of A short, we are seeing them making a slow execution. And coming out from the side of XTZ, they know what's up. They're spreading themselves out near the side of CT, so they don't really move off.
Placing 30
the
seconds left.
Angle that they cannot have an advantage on. But with the trap wires being present, they know exactly where they're going to be going at. With the spike going down at A, the retake situation is going to be going on forward. It's going to be Hirsch with the paint shells to see if he can do a little bit of damage. To see if no chip damage can be found just yet. Hirsch nearly walks into the shock darts coming out. Shogun's coming out from the side of Edit. He's gonna be going to take the peek, but the Pulpit Dance is about to start, but Whip's gonna be present to back up his teammate immediately. Gets the double kill, clean up, and the defuse to boot. And ladies and gentlemen, that was a really close round. I expected Xhade to pop the lockdown in that situation, but he opted to not do that.
In that situation, I would have liked to see Xhade use the lockdown just before he go for the plant, because that works out in 2 ways, right? Not only do you get that extra time from the lockdown to get the plant and get your perfect post-plant positions, but you also get that extra ult point by planting the spike right after you go for that lockdown. Xhade, he elects to save it rather to just stack up in that lamps area and go for the double stack in that post-plant positions. And while it works out to get the kill on Harsh, the fact that Wimp is right there to back him up means that they're able to pick up a kill. And that's a really interesting point, because normally you would expect on the retake Harsh and Wimp to split up, but they go together. I feel like because they would have had to have the information that one member of Paratroops already low, so they elect to go for the double peaks, keeping each other's backs, and that works out in the long term. They're able to pick up the round. Now for XTZ Esports, that was the buy round. They did win it, which was really good, but they lost a couple of members along the way. So going into the next round, while Xhade will only be able to pick up the Spectre, the rest of the team with the full buys for Paratroops. For XTZ, it's going to be a couple of light shields coming through. So their economy is still hurting a little bit, but if they can win this, it will go a long way to stabilizing.
The economy being stable is going to be really important for their side, but at the same time, I am giving a little bit of an advantage towards the side of XTZ because Paratroops, they, like, as I stated before, their composition is very utility based. So if they make one mistake in the way they use their utility, they're not going to be able to break down into a site. Any sort of wasted utility coming out from them is going to put a lot more pressure in their gunfight capabilities, and when you're on the side of attack, you not having a way to close the gap to catch your enemies by surprise, because the flashes coming out from the Phoenix, yes, they are powerful, but on the map of Bind, how much will it help? Because you are the person who needs to push in with your flash, because your teammates cannot capitalize on that flash as easily. And on Bind, there are so many corners to hide around. You can just hide around one box and then peek out as soon as you hear the flash, knowing that the Phoenix is going to be pushing on through. And if the Phoenix does not get the proper read, you're gonna the Zuri is gonna have a hard time. He's gonna instantly die, get traded out, and even more trades are gonna be coming out with the rotations coming out from the side of XTZ. So I would say Paratroops are under a lot of pressure when it comes to their composition, but I do believe that on their defensive rounds, they should be winning out a lot more because they have the much more utility-based composition. They can stall out for time, and see, I'm gonna throw you this question. Do you believe that Paratroops, they need to get as many rounds on the board on their attacking half as possible? Because I do believe their defensive half is gonna be a way stronger than their attacking half.
For sure. I mean, considering the fact that Paratroops, they just have that Phoenix ready, right? So on the defensive half, they have so many options. You can use that Phoenix utility in the hot hands and the firewall to play very defensively. We know how Xhade itself functions as a killjoy in defense, able to just use his utility so well to really delay the plants as much as possible. But this is more like a dual face road, where for the side of XCZ, it gets that teensy bit harder on attack because you don't really have a perfect flash to be able to pull through. You can't really rely on the opping efficiency of a player like Sai, so you have to pull through on defense as much as possible. Use that operator to try and get as many wins, but to get that operator, you need a couple of back-to-back rounds to stabilize your economy, be able to afford that 5,000 credit weapon. So we're gonna look to this round, see if we're back, because for Xhade, that lockdown save means this time they're gonna go for a B-side push. Now this lockdown not necessarily perfect, it does not cover all of CT, but enough to get a quick side push through and able to get the plant down. Now this plant very much for the hookah angle where Binks is playing, so it's gonna be down to Binks and Kuzuri, who you can see on the rotate. The rest of the players playing very defensively from long. The post plants in place is going to be Paratroops holding down. XTZ trying to push in. All they have is the Cypher ultimate. So they need to get a kill to start them off. Take off that hat and get the information. And one, they'll give you two. Hit that three. It's a triple for XTZ, but Binks able to answer back. Binks trying to hold on. Maintain his hookup positioning, trying to delay the time. But Binks last man standing. Only his showstopper left. Gonna pull it out. Gonna take two down.
Oh my god!
Taken down by Harsh. He bought enough time. That's Binks for the clutch. Wow.
Oh my god, Biggs, you can see the look on Xhade. What this composition is all about when you have so much utility to work with. There is no way the spike was about to get diffused. Biggs throwing utility after utility, nade after nade, satchel after satchel, and then pulling out the showstopper in that situation. Just goes to showcase how strong this composition is in the right hands. You just need to get that spike plant down. You have the shotguns available, you have the paint shells available, you have the mollies available, you have everything in your arsenal to stop the spike from getting diffused or the spike from getting planted if you know exactly where the position is gonna be at. And side of Paratroops, they use that expertly, and on this round it's gonna be Biggs running on in with the satchels in hand, gets one kill on the earth, but Rex the answers back with ended in the immediate trade. The spike is about to go down into a 4 versus 3 retake scenario.
Man, I'm still reeling from that round. That double kill from the showstopper, literally bringing the party was Binks. Clutching that round was so huge because it hurts XTZ's economy so much. This round, an eco round for them. Now Paratroops, they rushed into A side, they got the plant, and now XTZ, they're trying to get a ninja defuse through, and Harsh almost able to do it, was denied. The diffuser taken down. That's another round for Paratroops. And right off the bat, they look so damn strong on this map. We know how good the Raze is on Bind. And Binks on the Raze, we know that it's his signature pick. It's what we've seen all the way from the very start, the very first time this team debuted, came first in the Challenger Series, all the way to now. The way it has changed, there's been a lot of new players coming in, old players going out, but the one constant that has remained is Binks. That Raze for that player, just absolutely fantastic, and you can see exactly why. Now 4-1 on the attacking side, no less. For Paratroops, they're heavily in control of this map. So now it's going to be up to XTZ to make some proactive moves, try to pull it back, and Hush trying to do just that. He's
Ooh.
pushed up a shot, used his ultimate, and while he didn't really get any damage, this is the sort of usage I really like because it gave him a lot of information about the positioning of the side of Paratroops. They know they're not at A, and therefore you can see the rotations come through. Paratroops going for that B, but now with the TP, they'll come back to A.
This TP though could just be a fake in this situation, but it seems as though it's not. And Hershey has such an aggressive position of his own, but he needs to be really careful. This position is a very one-off angle, especially when
Joke's
you are
over.
playing that
You're
race. If he
dead.
does not get a kill, it's gonna be hurtful for him. It's gonna be Rexy getting flashed out. It's gonna be Kazuri with a run and making the first kill. Gets a second kill for himself as well. And with a beautiful, disgusting headshot down on the side as the smokes come through from the side of Ezzy. The damage has already been done, ladies and gentlemen. And Paratroops, they're cleaning up the house, but with he has his own vengeance, gets a first shot with the Bulldog onto Kazuri, but it's gonna be Xhade coming in from the sidelines to get the refrag for his teammate. And ladies and gentlemen, Paratroops, they're establishing a dominant lead on a 1-5 scoreline.
Man, I like the way they're playing, right? Paratroops, they're so clean with their execution. They take the teleporter to A, but they know, like they basically know that they have to give the respect to a team like XTZ to be able to have the discipline to hold on to A. Therefore, when they push for that A, they check all their angles. They make the necessary flashes. Even in the run it back, Kazuri flashing that right angle so that he's able to get the kill and push through. Normally, you'd see players just pushing through without the flash, not willing to give up that utility, but giving up one flash gets him access to the entire site, allowing him to get multiple kills on the back end and help his team force through all the way, get that round in their favor. Another eco for the side of XCZ, meaning Paratroops well on their way to establish a really sound lead. But Harshi's trying to hold it down, deny that lockdown, allow Sami to push in, but Sami gets taken down, and it's a 1-for-1. Now, Rexy with the Hunter's Fury trying to deny the plant. Will not be able to get the tag though, but does buy some time. The plant denied, but Bink's able to use that time to get a kill, and now the plant will come through. It's gonna be XTZ on the retake with the man down.
XTZ, they're not really in a good spot, especially with Edit getting that kill down on the side. And Harsh being only at like 1 HP to work with does a little bit of damage, and here's where it's just wanting to see if they can get one kill at the bare minimum and survive. No health to work with. It's gonna be Biggs taking out his twin brother, and Ezzy squaring up against Rexy on the sideline. Who's gonna be coming out on top? It's gonna be Xhade coming out from the side of B to take it all away, and 5 rounds ahead. It's gonna be the side of Paratroops. They're looking so dominant, and see, on that last round, I want to add one more thing coming out when they were going in for that wraparound play. You saw that Hirsch, he used the showstopper to try and establish map control, yes, but what will happen after you establish this map control? You will normally send one of your players that would be holding on A down onto the B side, and I love the fact that Paratroops, they were able to read that, being like, hey guys, he used a showstopper and he's not anywhere near B, so he has to be pushed up through from the side of A short. This would mean an instant rotation call would come out from the side of XTZ to be like, hey guys, there's no one on A, you should be stacking up on the B side, and they were able to read this and do an immediate rotation straight from the side of TP and a fast execution down onto it, allowing them to take that advantageous fight and reading the entirety of XTZ like a book. That round, and now this round itself, just goes to showcase what kind of a game plan Paratroops have moving into this matchup.
Yeah, just beautiful shot calling in the moment by the side of Paratroops. Like from like very tiny moves, like the way they plant it in say that clutch round for Binks a couple of round backs. Rarely do we see a hookup plant. Normally when you see that Killjoy ult go down, we get to see a long plant, but they call for the hookup plant knowing that Binks is very close to a showstopper, has his grenade ready as well. So it'll be much easier for him to hold it down from that angle. That sort of proactivity in terms of shot calling and communication for the entire team, so important to be able to beat in this stage, because we are down to just 4 teams in the tournament. All of these teams, they are the best of the best. So it really comes down to those mind games, to the idea that, hey, I know what you're going to do, and I'm going to play on the basis of what you think I'm going to do, rather than push through and just try to play my signature way. They having that extra bit of control takes you one large step further. Right now, it's given Paratroops a 5-round lead aggressive. But let's just look back for a second, because I see that operator come out on side, and I wonder, is this the comeback for XTZ?
Cover going out.
This could be the comeback, but operator at this point is so late, and he does get tagged out a little bit by the nades coming out. And so much utility is being used. Nice. He's still able to get one kill before he does go down in this situation. It's gonna be Biggs being able to answer onto him. And with the damage still being done, it's gonna be Biggs with the satchel jumping on it, but Sami, he's able to get 2 kills of his own. The damage is to be done. He switches out his gun because he doesn't really have a lot of ammo to work with. It's gonna be Xhade and Edit versus the entire world. Who's gonna be coming out on top? This is gonna be Edit. It's gonna be Edit and Xhade. They deal the damage, and it's gonna be a 1 versus 1 situation of Rexy versus Edit. The Soma versus Soma. Who's gonna be coming out on top? And it's gonna be Rexy with the headshot and the body shot to boot. And ladies and gentlemen, that fight was slowly going to the favor of the side of the attackers, but at the very end, it was Rexy to clutch out that round.
See, that was so close. Like, when he missed that recombo, I thought it was done. Because you reveal your position, you don't get any information on the other player. But let's talk more from this instant replay. The position here for Xhade and Edit so bad, but they're able to get a kill each. Leave Rexy sandwiched between either of them. He's able to pick up the trade on Xhade though. But here with just 8 bullets left, he has to be on point with his aim. And he was. As soon as he got that one dink at first aggressive, I'm like, oh no, is this another Phantom sob story where like I get a headshot but I don't win the duel? But it doesn't turn out that way. He's able to finish it off, secure that round, and allow XTZ to once again go for the op. The first blood picked up by Sai again. That opping might just be, with the help of a clutch from Rexy, the chance for XTZ to pull it back before it's too late gone in this round. Now Paratroops, they're going for this heavy B-side execute. They're using the mollies, the utility as you mentioned earlier, to clear out the angles, but they haven't been able to take much control just yet. They are pushing the side, but they are going to be denied by the Hunter's Fury as well as the grenades. Is he able to get the plant through though? But he's stuck in the middle. He needs to get something done. He's gonna get one kill, and Xhade on the backup able to get another. Suddenly it's Paratroops flipping the script. Paratroops lead.
Paratroops, the way that they're playing a lot of these maps, they're taking all of the advantages, and every team inside of the site is able to do so much damage of his own before he finally gets taken down by his twin brother Sami. Able to make the difference in this situation, but down in this 2 versus 2 situation, especially with Big still up, especially with Edit still alive, down on the side of B-Long. There's not really anything that they can do. The crossfire setup is just too strong. Even if Edit died, Xhade was there to deny the plan, because this was, of course, a hookah plan coming out. A hookah and a long plan for both sides, because whenever you plan the spike down on the left-hand side, the hookah angle can contest the spike angle if the B-long side is still under hold. And if you try to contest the B-long sight line, you're gonna get contested by the person in hookah. So that crossfire was beautifully set up, and Edit ever so clean with his aim, able to get those 2 kills off and take that round off the board, taking us to a 7-2 scoreline.
And the wall banging spots too, like it clearly shows that they put in a lot of thought and practice into their setups. The idea of how to plant for a certain spot and play around it, entrenched into the playstyle of Paratroops. Once again, they're gonna go for this B-side Hush with the Sheriff. He's waiting, not able to land a shot though. Instead, Binks and Kuzuri, they pick up one each now. Eco round for the side of XTZ. It's Sai on the TP, trying to get something done, but he has a tiny corner revealed, and he's a guy with the shorty facing up against the Vandal. The shorty not even enough to take down the turret. Sai just forced into this weird situation. He's left in the corner, and Wimp on the other. It's an easy round coming through for Paratroops.
This is what's gonna be hurting them a lot, and Sai, he's just chilling with the shorty, but he's not looking behind him. It's gonna be Edit coming in as the boogeyman from the behind. He's hunting down Sai. He's slowly making his way forward. Who's gonna be the killer? Will it be the turret? Or Sai? He's just gonna sacrifice himself to the spike. He's gonna try and go for a gun, but he's not gonna be able to. Takes him out, and it's gonna be a 2-8 scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. Because side of Paratroops, they're establishing such a dominant lead. Now 6 rounds on the board, especially on the side that I would say is weaker for them. This is absolutely incredible, CA.
There.
I mean, I'm just thinking now, considering both of these teams' playstyle, right? Like, we know that Paratroops theoretically definitely bind a defense-sided map. You expect, especially considering that XTZ don't have that flash, You expect the defense to be the better side for both of the teams, but both of these teams, they are teams that favor the attacking side. They are teams that favor the chaos, really, you know? The idea of being proactive. So I wonder, can XTZ pull it back and attack? But to even do that, they need to pull it back. Now, Wimp is not able to get the shots off. It doesn't matter because the run it back timer does end. So Kazuri pushed back, but they are able to use that time to get the plants through. Now all the ultimates are ready for XTC. This is the round they need to pull back strong, but the lockdown ready as well. It's going to be the lockdown traded for the Hunter's Fury. The lockdown destroyed. The third one not able to get attacked just yet now. The showstopper for Harsh, not able to find the damage. He really needed that damage right here. And without the damage, Kazuri and Xhade pushing through together. A flawless round.
Right there, they grinded them up, a real fight, because you can see the bodies just dropping. People push from showers, people push from heaven, people push from the side of lamps. Every single angle was covered, and the post plants are just so incredible coming out from the side of Paratroops. The way they're able to get their defensive holds down, you can see from every single angle. One person was playing behind hut in the cubby, one was playing inside of the short angle, and as soon as the flash came through from the side of Kazuri, immediately everyone peeked. Coming out from the side of shower, coming out from the side of short, all peaked together, and they were able to take those fights. They were able to take those engagements, and especially with the spike going down so early in a lot of these rounds, it's gonna cause XTC to panic. It's gonna be like, guys, go, go, go. We need to try and get as much control as possible. And this is where the utility is coming into play. The attack is just so potent because of the utility usage coming out from the side of Paratroops, where on the side of XTC, they're relying purely on their gunfight capabilities instead of their shield.
Now, for Paratroops, you see the ultimate coming out for easy, denied by XTZ, but that does give the information that, hey, the rotate is coming through for XTZ. I wonder if Paratroops now choose to use that information to make the wraparound to B, but with Rexy taking one down, they know they have to commit on to A, and XTZ, they're going to use that to their advantage. Sai with the Blaze Storm, Wimp with his hat, all the ultimates going in favor for XTZ, but Binks is not done just yet. He's going to find one. Looking for another. It's Binks and Xhade against 4 members from XTZ. Binks is gonna get revealed by the spy cam dart. And now with just 20 seconds left, they can't rotate. They can't really go anywhere. They are revealed. Their position's known. They just have to win the gunfights. But that's not gonna happen. The last round secured for XTZ Esports. Some hope kept alive for a possible comeback. But the first half so far, it has been a dominant run for Paratroops. So if XTZ are gonna pull off a comeback, they need to keep the momentum from this last round, start off really strong in the pistol, gain some breathing room, reduce the lead, and then try to pull off the first part.
They need to win this pistol round, CA, because this pistol round is going to dictate the pace of the entire matchup moving on forward. Because if they win this pistol coming out from the side of Paratroops, they're gonna get double digits on the board, and that double digit basically means that you get the 11th round as well, unless you're enemy team 4 spies, or if they pull off a miracle.
Out of charges.
I'm really looking to see that XTZ they pull off a different strategy when it comes to their pistol round on their attacking half, because I do not believe that the normal execution strategy that we normally know, sending the raid, sending the jet to rush in together and go for those gunfights, is going to be working out in their favor on this matchup.
Now, XTC, they left Wimp on the lurk to try and pick some information about a possible aggressive push on B long, but he does not get any, and now he's going to group up with his team to go for this fast A-side execute. Now, look at this. The shovers push already through, but the short push not happened yet. It's not entirely coordinated, and that's where Paratroop's going to look to take them out. It's easy with the first kill, taking down Rexy, and now easy with 2 more, able to secure his triple. Binks with the grenade, and that's where Paratroops, they just completely remove any scope of push for XTZ. Xhade with that pistol. I mean, would you say after this, would you know even that the classic has been nerfed? Because Xhade's just like, nah, I don't care about no nerfs. I'm still gonna show you exactly how powerful that weapon is.
Classics are just so good still in the right hands. When you have crispy aim like Xhade and Ursh, you can use the classics to your fullest capabilities, and they're showcasing this. But CA, remember what I stated before, that pistol round was going to dictate the movement of the entire map? It seems as though in this situation, XTZ have dropped the ball, and coming back from that pistol round loss is going to be extremely difficult, especially for the fact that they're going to be going in for the save round. They're fighting on the 11th round. So at that point, you cannot make any mistakes. But looking at the scoreboards as well, we see Bings leading the charge on 17 kills, Xhade following down on 15, and Edit on 10. They're doing really well when it comes to staying alive and working as a team. And now that their utility is present on their defensive rounds, I do believe that XTZ, they're going to have a real hard time moving on forward.
5v5 on the map. I think for XTZ, they did choose. Yeah, they did choose to go for the eco. So this round for Paratroops, it's just trying to push that lead even more further. It's the Killjoy holding down a B, as with the Sova getting so much information, the turret and the recons giving a lot of information and doing damage at the same time. Now for Edit, he has the shock darts ready. He's gonna try and delay for as long as possible. For Drexy, he's gonna get the plant through. Binks now taking the TP, using his boombot as the entry to get his way through. Binks, he's gonna push through, be able to use his grenade to flush out that mid tube angle and push Rexy into his hands. Binks with that perfect utility usage pushes chaos into the minds of XTZ and allow his teammates to take perfect advantage of it. Sai is nowhere nearby, and easy defuse for Paratroops.
I will say this was a good eco round coming out from the side of XTZ, but at the same time, you're dropping a lot of rounds. You're now on a 3-11 scoreline, and winning out those eco rounds would be extremely important as well. But the hold and the utility usage, once again, I need to highlight this over and over again. Paratroop, the way that they're using their utility is giving them all of these advantages that they have in a lot of their gunfights. They're not going for purely gunfights anymore, and this change from the side of Paratroops is really refreshing to see, because normally when we think of Paratroops, they were that team that always loved to take very aggressive duels. They pushed on their defensive routes. They love to go in the enemy spaces. But this time around, with the no jet composition coming out from them, they're playing it slow, they're playing it steady, and they're playing... Like, remember CA when we talked about that the jet nerfs came through? That you would want to see something a little bit more different, something more utility focused in a lot of the other matchups that we had. This is what Paratroops is doing, and we are seeing this come out in absolute fruition.
Exactly, right? Like, we've been asking for this for a while, but the biggest contention was how strong Jet was. So with those nerfs, you expect teams to start picking up this sort of playstyle. Just play more to flush out angles, play more to use the practice you put in the custom games, in the pre-match preparation, to then push through those angles, take advantage of pockets of control across the site, and use that to translate into rounds. Now the buy round for XTZ not going so well. It's Paratroops with the first kills, but Harsh and Sami, they're able to trade it back. So now you can see XTZ, they're gonna try to get that A-Plan through. Now Kuzuri, he's on the flank, he took the TP, and this position could be huge if done in coordination with this team. You can see XTZ, they're going to push in to the lamps area as well as the short and wait. The rest of Paratroops, so they're on the other side, they're into the site now. The alarm bot being used to get information of the lamps, and perfect usage of the alarm bot in combination with the shot dart. It's Xhade with a couple kills, but Rexy now playing for the post plant. He's able to get one kill, not enough time to stop Kuzuri. But Kuzuri stopped his defuse, he's going for the peaks, and that peak will be the reason Kuzuri gets match point. What a round by Paratroops. The alarm bot first to get the information in the lamps, the shock dart second to get that opening kill, but then Kuzuri holding through the half diffuse, then going for the peak, knowing that Rexy really has no choice but to walk into his hands. That's called calm and collected under pressure. Paratroops with match point in a dominant map 1.
My god, that was absolutely incredible coming out from the side of Paratroops. First, the initial shock dart kill coming out from the side of Edit, and then Reed coming out from Kazuri being like, hey, he's probably running on 8 from somewhere. He used that Hunter's Fury. He has to be somewhere close. He's gonna be panicking because he used 2 Hunter's Furies down near the side of Labs. He has nothing to try and stop me from going in for this half diffuse. He got that half diffuse, went in for the swing down on Rexy to take him out, and these rounds are going so well in favor of Paratroops because of the utility usage and Big. He played it a bit too aggressively in this situation. He could have just bit the bullet to Sami, but Sami's not going to be able to find him just yet. He needs to go and start backing off. But a lot of information has been gained from the side of the defense that there is no one just yet down near the side of A, and they're playing it slow and they're playing it steady. Paratroops, they're not really giving any sort of information, and they're opting to play for the retake in this situation because of the showstopper being available. Sorry, because of the utility that they have in their favor. They're opting to play for the utility in their side, but still, you have to remember that Hirsch, he has the showstopper, so this retake is going to be extremely difficult.
Now, it feels like we're in a deja vu flip situation of sorts. The last time we saw that showstopper ready, it was Binks in the hand of him. And now XTZ in that position. They're able to get the opening 2 kills. But once again, Edit and Xhade, they answered back. Easy with another, meaning 2v2 on the map. Now, Easy and Xhade, they're both really low. And Rexy and Grim, they're just waiting in the shadows for something to come through. The turret to bait it out. It's Easy using that bait to get the first kill. Now, Xhade with another fake, trying to pull Wimp out. But Wimp, he knows. But Easy waiting at the cross. Picks up the kill. That's the round. Will go through for Paratroops. 13-3. What a dominant win. And man aggressive. I mean, I don't think